Hi, everyone. Welcome to Financial Freedom for Moms. I'm Andrea Jeffrey, and today we are interviewing Laura LaCursi. Laura is the founder and visionary behind the VA Hub, and she's been a virtual assistant for over 20 years. And she saw the struggles that virtual assistants were having, and she wanted to help support virtual assistants and help people to learn how to become VAs. So she started a program, and we're going to talk to her about it today. So welcome, Laura.
Thanks, Andrea. Thanks so much for having me.
Thank you. So can you tell us a little bit about your story, how you got started?
Yeah, so basically, I started before it was even a term. I don't even know what I called myself back then, probably a remote worker. But back in 1997, I had a great job, corporate job. And what I had was having my first child, and I wanted to stay home. And so once I had her and I decided to make that leap, I actually answered an ad in the paper for working for a wholesaler, doing, like face-to-face scheduling, handling his calendar, setting up his seminars, things like that. And yeah, it just kind of, snowballed into, working with several other wholesalers. And before I knew it, that's what I did. And it's all I've really done since then. I've done, had a couple other companies and stuff I've started in between, but
Yeah.
I just always had a passion for doing this. And then in 2015, I was like, you know what, I'm really ready. My kids were older and I was ready to really just take that next leap. And that's when I opened my agency, Elite Virtual Assistants. So it's been about 5 years now.
Wow, that's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Can you tell us about what types of skills are useful to be a VA and what a VA does?
Yeah, so basically, I always it's funny because I just did a Facebook Live on this about the skills that you need. And what's really most important are just basic skills that you truly need for almost any job. But, you've got to be able to manage your time. You've got to be a really good communicator. You have to understand how to work from home for people, because it's not the same as being in an office. You've got to be a self-motivator. You've got to be able to set those boundaries for yourself, because that's where I struggled a lot in the beginning, was kind of getting wrapped up with, oh, my house is dirty and I need to clean it. And, no, you need to work on your work first, and,
Right.
Everything else kind of comes later. So it's really more of those basic skills. As far as what I always tell people to do to get started is just start with what you know and create a business around it.
Yeah.
Because if you're trying to focus on too many things and there's something new that you want to learn, it's just going to inhibit you from moving forward. So start with what you know, start with an industry that you're familiar with, and at least start. And you can always change, you can always pivot, you can always add new skills and, new things. But, you really want to start with what you know so that it's easy for you to actually get going.
Yeah, that makes sense. Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Can this course be taken out of the US?
Yes, for sure. Yeah.
Okay.
The only thing that I always tell people is, obviously it's centered around everything that I personally have done. So
Mhm.
the only thing that I could think of that might not apply is when I talk about in-person networking, because I know, and I've had this comment from some people, that it's a very small piece of the course, but
Mhm.
you might be in an area that you can't do that. And now, what we're in right now, you can't go in-person networking anyways, so you can just transfer that to online.
Okay. All right. And can someone do this while working a full-time job?
Yes, definitely. Definitely. Actually, one of our best success stories is a student that we had last year that took the course. It was last February, and she was working full time. She was taking the VA school on the side. She had a son that, she had to raise. And so it was very hectic, but she set a really rigid timeline for herself. She gave herself 3 months. And by the end of the class, she had 6 clients. And today she's partnered with somebody else and they've got a thriving little agency going. So yeah, it's definitely doable.
That's amazing.
Time management.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, time management is really important.
Yep.
How much does a VA typically get paid?
Honestly, it's up to you. I mean, it's your business and you decide your rates. I always say start out at one. If you've been in an industry, you should be familiar with, let's say, what it would cost to work in that space, right? And there's a lot of things that you have to consider when you are setting up your pricing. But if you're just getting started, I always tell people just, pick a rate that is going to give you a return, okay? Because you have to always remember when you're starting a business, you've got billable hours that you can bill a client, and you have non-billable hours, which are those hours that you spend building your business. So you have to really take how many hours you can feasibly work in a week. Take, how much money do I need to make? Divide it by those hours that you can work, and that gives you an idea of what you can charge.
Okay.
You don't want to start probably at $75 an hour, but $18 to $20 an hour, depending on what services, you're starting out with. And then as you start gaining some momentum and start gaining some clients, and, if you're really good at what you do, you're going to build a referral-based business in no time. And then you can start increasing your prices. But, really the sky's the limit.
Yeah, it sounds like it. So you said that you had that successful student that did really good. Are there any other results you want to give us examples about?
Yeah, I mean, we have quite a few. We have we have a whole group right now that's in our course too. So I always love to see that. But yeah, I mean, we've had, one of our students from last year. She took what she learned from the VA school, and then she's transferred it to, she decided to take it a step further and become an OBM, which is an online business manager. Okay. So you can, the thing is, everything that I teach in the VA school, you can build any business with that, because it's just like the basic building blocks and foundation to build a business. And then you can go anywhere with that. We've had people that are still doing this, like that are, one of the girls was a real estate virtual assistant, and she still has other things too that she's doing on the side. A lot of people like to have those different revenue streams for, if one area isn't taking off as fast as you want it to, then you've got, revenue stream 2 and 3 that you can pull off of. So,
yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's good. And you can do this without spending a lot of time or money, right?
Exactly. I mean, it's very affordable to get started. Especially in the course itself, I mean, I walk you through really step by step. I mean, with a complete roadmap so that you have a really easy to follow path. We do coaching calls. We have a live Facebook group that's in there. So there's a lot of support. But I tried to make it as easy as possible and affordable, because I know that when you overwhelm people with too much information, then you just don't end up taking action. And that's what I want people to do. I want them to take action and start their business. So
yeah, definitely. And you can do this if you're inexperienced. You don't have to have a ton of experience. You can use the skills that you have, right? And if you're shy, that's not a problem too.
It's not. As long as you understand, though, to be successful in it, you have to sell yourself. You really do have to be able to sell yourself. So, there's different ways that you do that. Marketing is like passive selling, and going out and seeking out those clients, that's the aggressive selling. And in the beginning, you have to be willing to do that to actually get those clients. And then all you have to do is dazzle their socks off, and then they will refer you out, because that's how our agency has grown over the years, is by referrals.
Yeah, that sounds good. Great. So if you guys would like to get started, I'll drop a link below so you can get the special deal to join Laura's program, How to Become a VA. You can get started today for one payment of $397 or three payments of $147, or you can do six payments of $79. So it's very affordable to get started, and you can get into with this price before it goes up or before the payment plan goes away. And you can finish this course in 30 days or sooner, depending on how fast you go through it. I'm actually doing this course myself, and I can tell you it is a great program. It's very organized, very easy to follow, and the lessons are broken up into small modules, so they're very easy to get through, and it's very informative. So I think it's going to be a great program for a lot of you that want to work at home. So thank you so much for joining us, Laura.
Yeah, thank you, Andrea. And I do just want to say about that 6-month plan, that was through, I believe, April 15th. And then we're going to be starting that up again in May when we're doing our next live coaching call launch. So that will be coming up again. But right now they have the paid in full option or the 3-month plan option.
Oh, okay. Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Great. And if you have any questions, be sure to reach out to me or Laura. She'll be glad to help you. She's very helpful. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much for having me. Good luck, everybody.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You too.
Bye.
Bye-bye.